What's going on, y'all? So it's been a while since I even made a video, but you know what? I decided to do one today, and this one was really interesting. This one was about Corey Holcomb having a conversation with Kendra G, excuse me, and they really had an interesting conversation. I really think that Corey really brought out some very pivotal points that made a lot of sense and trying to get her to understand, like when it comes down to being a man and having kids and certain decisions that are made, and why it's important to have a father in the household, or just masculine energy around, period. So we're gonna watch this, and I'm gonna have my commentary in. I'm gonna chime in and bring out some points as well that they're making, and let's begin.
The beautiful Kendra G, myself, the shortest damn man in Chicago, Kyle. We told you he was hanging out with us again today, Chicago. We're ready for the fireworks. Last time I went down here, you was here.
Now I got a feeling it's about to go again.
Corey Holcomb is hanging out with us.
Chicago Theater tonight.
It's going down.
Going down. This is like my Chicago Bulls championship. I get a chance to work the Chicago Theater and sell the tickets based on my name.
Yeah.
It feel good, man. Leon know what I'm talking about, because Leon he know where I come from.
Yeah.
So you know what I
And
mean.
that lineup was pretty cold tonight, man. You got the homie T Murph on there, Kevin Tate, and some killers on that line.
Have you seen that dude Al Green?
Yes.
He funny too.
Hey, Corey Holcomb, he a pretty funny dude, bro. I used to watch him and everybody else on Wild 'N Out. So it's always important to keep comedians around, because not only can they bring comical points, they also bring the real out as far as conversations that is hard for people to even discuss. It's like the only way that they can bring out this information that they know when it comes to things in life, such as talking about women, or just things that happen in life that is a real sensitive subject to discuss, that gets people riled up on. But comedians really had that kind of gift where it's like, hey, they know how to reach the people just by the use of comedy. They know how to be comical, and at the same time know how to bring out a lot of facts and things that they do and things that they say.
Yeah, so.
Suarez, come on, man.
Yeah, Smokey if you can. Yeah, Smokey kid.
Is this your first time showing out to Chicago Theater on your name?
Yeah, I'm saying it's me.
Right,
It's my
yeah,
show.
sure, right.
You know what I'm saying? So growing up, watching Flash Gordon at the Chicago Theater, movie Breaking at the Chicago Theater. Now I'm the guy who's selling tickets at the Chicago Theater. That feel good, man. That feel good. Shout out, don't get them tickets. Stop calling me, asking me for tickets. All the homies, man, look. I need you to buy these last tickets. They got the balcony left. Some balcony tickets. Please buy the tickets, man. I don't know how much they cost, but the balcony tickets are affordable. Go buy the tickets. I need you on this. Instead of calling me saying, Corey, I'm telling you, hey.
Switch and save $652. It's okay. There's enough for everyone.
Bud knows we succeed despite Washington, not because of it. He believes in freedom, not big government, solutions, not partisanship, and that liberty empowers us all to achieve our dreams. Ted Bud, U.S. Senate.
Corey, I'm telling you, hey. Let's buy the rest of the tickets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yo. And to the security guard girl who I just got down with, listen, I'm getting my room key changed. I couldn't believe you thought I was going to leave you. We done. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean you done? Speaking of which, let's just get into the conversation we had off the air. Whenever Corey gets here, we always get into these conversations, relationship-wise. I want to bring up the last time he was here. Let's just talk about this time. Corey just said that a woman has to have sex with at least 10 men before she can make wise decisions in her dating atmosphere. Is that what you said? What did you say?
When you have been destroyed due to rejection because you thought you were special, it makes you a better woman.
But
Okay, I was actually trying to pause about 30 seconds ago. But man, this is really my first time seeing Kendra G, man. I usually see her only on Black Male Advice YouTube channel, Ringo TV React. Shout out to that brother, man. And And I never knew Kendra G really looked like this because she's always, you know, in her show just having on makeup. And I usually just see her off of his channel when he's doing reaction videos as well. So, yeah, the thing about that is a lot of women these days, especially, you know, in times before where it's like they have to sleep with a lot of men in order to be able to get that understanding as far as like, you know, them trying to use their beauty and their physical features to be able to, you know, maintain and have a man. But, you know, that's not all that's really required. You know what I'm saying? A woman, as a lot of other people say, it's important for a woman to be submissive in nature because it's her duty to help the man, bring the man up. You know, nowadays where, you know, a lot of relationships aren't lasting because, for one, it's always some kind of argumentative situation that's going on because of the woman and her feelings. And, you know, the man is trying to cope and rationalize everything where it's difficult enough for him to even do that because, you know, waking up every day and when you're trying to fulfill a purpose in life, a lot of men have to go through, you know, a shit ton a lot as far as like with the workforce and all types of things, just because, you know, we got to endure a lot when it comes to certain things, and, you know, just try to make peace with the world, even though the world is not at peace with us because, you know, the devil is the one who runs this world right now. So it's like, unfortunately, when it comes to people of color, you know, we got a messed up culture these days where it's like we don't even really know our culture. A lot of people don't even know where they really come from and things like that.
Why does it take 10 minutes to sleep with the
It takes about, after that 10th guy, I think intelligent women are like, you know what? I'm not who I thought I was.
But wait, so this analogy goes both ways.
Yeah, that's true though. A lot of women start to realize like they're not who they think they were, you know, because at the end of the day, they gotta realize that when it comes down to just sleeping with men, that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? And they keep having to get their heart broken constantly over and over again because that's all you're applying. And none of us need a male or, you know, man or woman wants to be able to just be known for our sex game. It's a lot of things that we can contribute to this life that we live in. You know, want to make better for ourselves and also for, you know, the next person that comes into our circle. Because relationships aren't easy at all, you know what I mean? Like, it's not easy at all to deal with. Excuse the dogs if you hear them around the cage in the dishwasher. But yeah, you know, my point is like, women have a hard time accepting reality after a while because it takes them a long time to reach that mental maturity. And there's plenty of women that's mature, but, you know, more often than not, it's not a lot that you can come across that has that mental capacity to understand. Like, you know, when you come to make certain decisions like that, and it takes them a while, and then they just rack up baggage from the wrong types of dudes and stuff like that, and don't know dude out here, you know, after you get done dealing with the one dude that you were just with, and you go on to the next dude and bring him, you know, problems and stuff like that. Like, you don't need that. A lot of dudes these days are turning away from relationships and marriage. Because for one, with marriage, people don't understand that once you consummate with somebody, that's giving your body to them, of course, and that's giving in the marriage, just like it explained in the Bible. And I think that's around in the book of Genesis where they mention a lot of the people who lived then. You know, you take on a wife, you know, that's pretty much your woman at that. She belongs to you as long as she allows herself to. She's that type of woman who really will, you know, hold it down for you and stuff like that. But nowadays, a lot of days, you know, these days, a lot of women aren't really, you know, holding it down like that, you know what I'm saying? And it's very rare. It's very rare for that to even come across, because just like even Solomon said that out of 1,000 women that he dealt with, from him having 700 wives and 300 concubines, out of one righteous woman, he couldn't find, you know, out of being a righteous man, he couldn't find one women that had that, quality of righteousness. Because it's hard for women to be, so-called righteous. It's really hard for women to be righteous only because, just think about it, just back to Genesis, who was beguiled first? The man or the woman? And it was the woman. And unfortunately, it's true that, due to the woman falling into the trap first, she's the one that cleaves on to evil first. That's why women are followers. They're just followers by nature. Their emotions get them in a lot of situations because of their curiosity and just the way how they go off of things, just based off their emotions. And it's plenty of women still out here that know how to accommodate and be rational and be respectful and not always go off at somebody for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Just because things don't go their way. But yeah.
Because a lot of times it's not always the guy's rejecting the woman. The woman can be rejecting the guy, and the guy might want to be with her, and she's keeping it moving.
But women don't want those guys that try to be with them. Women want the guys that they can't get. They feel good walking in the club with the guy that's all that, one way or another. You know what I'm saying? So women are never settle for that good dude that want to do right by them.
We got that part.
Yeah, it's all about hypergamy. Women are hypergamous in nature. You know what I mean? In a way, women want the best of men, and that goes back to reality. In the way how they think that, they'll deal with a man with a lot of money. A lot of women will. You'd be surprised. And they'll tolerate all types of disrespect from that nigga. You know what I mean? And they're only sticking around because of the money, but they don't look at things based on what that person has on the inside of them. Because all of us have our issues, no doubt about that. The Most High is always working with a lot of us. But yeah, it's just all about how you're willing to be able to present yourself at the end of the day, and are you willing to keep it real with somebody when it comes down to letting them know your history. Men and women got to tell each other how it is with how they moved from before and what they're willing to do now in the present moment of dealing with each other. If you find somebody new, then that's what you want to do.
I don't think women are used to rejection. Men are used to rejection. We can take the no. We get it all the time.
Right. And it doesn't matter if we get rejected, we still gonna get with somebody. There's so many daughters growing up that are born to be dropped off.
What do you mean? Dropped off? What does that mean?
Pull up in front of their house and be like, well, I had a good time. See,
Hey, cause yeah, man. Once a woman, these days, women, once they get on their own, it's pretty much, it's over from that point. If you got a daughter, it's just like, when she hits 18, 19, 20, it's over from that point, man. It's not like the old days when women had to stay in the house until they have found a man. You know what I mean? Until they found a man, they were always staying in the house. So that didn't matter how old they became. If they didn't have a man, they're going to be in the house with their father. That's just how it is. But nowadays, it's just like, women, they have more opportunity and freedom to do whatever they want to these days. So it's like, you never know who your daughter is going to be dealing with at the end of the day.
he is looking at me with like, hey, she coming up now. There's too many girls like that. So even if we don't get the one we want, we gonna get one because you outnumber us, ladies.
Oh, okay, there's truth to that. I'm the number aspect, but
That's facts, though. Like it said in the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1, it talks about that 7 women will cling on to one man. So therefore, they have a man to call them by the name and take away their reproach. Because women outnumber men on the earth. If you really look up the statistics, you'll find that it's more women on the earth than men. Especially based on age. I think I have found, if accurate, that it's more women on the earth, like around going into their 30s and up. And they make a majority of the world. Just look it up. Look up the statistics. You'll find it.
I feel like you might not get the girl you want. Like, yes, you'll get a girl, but how many good women have you lost that you regret?
I have never lost a good woman.
I disagree with
I
that.
have never lost a good woman. All of the women that I was able to be with, I knew I was gonna kill. As soon as I saw them, I was like, this is alley-oop right now.
It's alley-oop.
I see the struggle in them. That's why I chase strugglers.
All right, Corey Holcomb is hanging out with us.
I chase strugglers. Why would I chase a girl? Look, you got a job. You see how hard it is for me to get with you?
You got a job.
I've been trying to smash this since I saw it, but it just...
Never happened.
All them radio girls, when they lose their radio job, I get them. 10 years from now,
No, 10 years
you
from now.
belong to me.
In the studio, Chicago, we are coming right back. Don't go
And don't
nowhere.
you laugh at it.
Let's get a little birthday gun away from the boardroom. Now, Corey Holcomb's hanging out with us today. Already starting trouble, man.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm here to do.
Let me ask you a serious question, because I know you stir things up, and it's part of who you are as a comic and as a person.
That
Has it
girl
ever-
lied. She wanted to...
No, I'm not taking it there.
I thought you heard about it.
Have you ever gotten into any controversy that felt like, yo, this is a little too hot. I need to fall back a little bit.
This is Slack, your digital HQ, where work happens smarter and faster too.
Now get in. I know this is a culture where people can lose their jobs for telling the truth, but fortunately, I have built a following that will come see me anyway. What can the news media do to try to bring me down? Like right?
Right, yeah, absolutely. Cause once you do your own thing, then you don't really have to worry about too much of the public. I mean, you'll still have to go through, certain things in public trying to get into your business, but a lot of people in Hollywood are constantly being watched 24/7. You know what I mean? And there's no privacy in their lives, and just having to build something on their own. I mean, like once you build something from the ground up, then nobody can really take that away from you. If it's God given, then the Most High won't allow certain people to really tear down anything that you're willing to build. But yeah, if offered by Satan, man, Satan will give you everything that you want. It's that quick in a hurry. But look what it costs a lot of people. Draining your energy and your soul. You have no privacy. You're unhappy, and you can tell Corey's happy because he built himself from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? Like he comes from Chicago. He comes from up north, like I do. Coming from Michigan, Detroit. And a lot of people just got to get it out the mud.
Now, a friend of mine, Tiffany Haddish, is a drama situation on the video with the kids and stuff
What do you
like
think
that.
about that?
I mean, like, it's everybody. I just need you to know, whenever it comes to the kids, don't play with that.
Yeah.
You can't play with the kids in those situations. So I hope this thing weathers out.
Yeah, don't play with that at all. It's not worth playing with at all. And we're dealing with trying to involve kids into certain scenes like that. Like kids have more innocence than we do because innocence goes away as we get older because we're all not perfect. We all sin and still try to make a way to be able to become better. But if anything, children have the most innocence, and you don't want to strip that away too early.
Out, and my sister Tiffany career goes up where it's been going. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even play with kids. I don't even be around my kids.
What do you mean you'll be around your kids, Corey?
My kids, I hear about them, and when they get older, I try to be friends with them later on.
When you hear about the kids when they get older.
Yeah, when they get older, they find me, and I'll be like, oh, hey, what's up? Take them and buy them stuff.
Where was you at when they were 5 and 6?
Oh, that's when you're supposed to be with your mama and who she with at that time.
You a sperm donor then, Corey.
No, look, it's very rare that brothers grow up with their kids in America. And when you say that, it shouldn't be shocking.
Well, these
Most
two men right
kids
here.
grow up visiting their dad.
But that's why I know I can never do that. It is common. I'm not arguing that.
Of course. Your kids grew up with you?
My kids are in my house every day. I'm taking them to practice. I'm
That
doing
is
as
so
much-
beautiful. That is so beautiful.
But you know what? I don't
Play the violin and come up here.
I was in the barber shop talking to some homies, and the first thing they said Man, you had both of your parents growing up. And that, like, we laugh,
Right.
but a lot of dudes didn't grow up with both parents at home. So
That's
they
rare.
Yeah.
It's rare. I'm from Chicago, man. It's a whole bunch of single moms who got opinions and they lonely. That's really what the world is about. All you women who have something to say, you saying it to people who not with you.
Well, listen, okay, but there's.
Yep, they do. They really do though. And then also, I noticed like women will try to budge into certain conversations that men have. And I noticed that on social media that some women who do that are already with a man as well. So it's just like, you doing that, you butting in what two men are, conversing about, and you just having to jump in. It's just like, where's the respect at? You probably don't really have that much respect for your man at that. Sometimes you just gotta learn how to stay in your place. And, unfortunately, a lot of women don't know how to do that. It's sad.
Single mom because the guy's not with them. So is there any accountability to the
They're a
man
single
that
mom
left that
because their
family?
opinion is more important than being with the person that they had kids with.
What do you mean by
Shit, basically, like, their emotions matter over logic.
that?
Just think about how many women grow up the kids grow up just with their mom. Like if you really think about the statistics with that, something is really wrong. And when you think about what's wrong, why isn't the man in the house? The government is part of it because they give the women tools against the man, but don't give the man tools against the women. So it's like we're being assisted by the government to split the families.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. It was this one movie, I forgot the name of it. It's been a while since I've seen it. I think the last time I seen this movie was around the time my mom was still living. And I can't really remember the name of it, but I'll have to find it and possibly may use it as a future reference to discuss about, what Corey just said. Like, it's not common to have a father in the household like that, especially for, people of color.
The deal though.
That's COINTELPRO right there.
I agree with that. Only thing that I don't agree with is you're giving a lot of the accountability to the woman of the family. It takes the man to be a part of the family too. So if he's helping her create the child and he doesn't stick around to help raise the child, that's his fault. It's not her fault.
No, if you're a woman and you want to keep the man that you had a baby with, you have to bow down.
I mean, really, it couldn't go either way as far as that what she just said, because in certain situations, the woman will drive the man away, and the woman will get in her pride and ego and tell the man that, you're not needed, I don't need you, I'm gonna take care of the kids without you, only because they get that governmental assistance. So it's just like, once they get the assistance, then it's like they don't need the man anymore. But, America's collapsing as it is. It's not getting any better here. So, assistance like that, and then people try to, get away with is running out,
You have to bow
You
down.
are not in charge here.
What are you talking about, Corey?
You have
You're
to
trying to
bow
make me
down.
upset. She's trying to make me upset. I'm not gonna
Do you have kids?
Like you said, it's just about being submissive. I mean, it's no problem with that. Sometimes, it's not worth arguing all the time about, petty, ignorant stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I want to say, like, women have the tendency to always want to get the last word. And, us men growing up, we always got to learn how to, sometimes just let them have the last word. But at the same time, let them know what it is. You put them in their place, and, you say what you say, let them know what it is. And if they not fucking with it, then just keep it pushing. That's really all you can do. Because we don't have that much time to really be stressing over with, the emotions of a woman and stuff like that. And there's no problem, you know what I'm saying? That's just how women are, and, it's just their nature. But, as men, that's just how we gotta learn how to move better, because, we let the emotions of a woman rub off on us, and we get frustrated, and, after a certain amount of time, it's just that people have a, button. And eventually, once you push that button too many times, it's gonna, eventually corrupt.
Don't have any kids.
Obviously, you ain't got no know, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're not gonna bow down.
No, I'm not. But I don't have enough money to raise my child with or without the guy.
Right. So money, you'll have kids.
Right, it's all about the money. It's all about the resources. That's all it's really about. And you know, it never matters about if having the father is very important. You know, having that masculine energy in the household. If you think that money is going to solve everything, money is a resource. It's not going to be, you know, always attainable. Money comes and goes. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have to spend money, of course, to take care of a child anyway. But at the end of the day, it's like you can't, you know, base that you got everything together because of the money. Just think about it. You gotta have time with the children, you know, on a mental and spiritual level. Show them that love and compassion and support. That's really important. That's more important than money. But money is definitely needed to do things that you need to do.
Raised with money.
Okay. But the guy who, but I'm gonna say this though, the
I'm saying-
guy loses out though. You make it seem like the
Well,
woman.
the guy can always make kids. I just throw it over tomorrow with him.
Oh my
But let me
God.
ask you something. Kendra did ask you, does the guy have any accountability in that situation?
And y'all peeped that. He said, I can start over tomorrow. That just goes to show like men can reproduce every single day. Every time, every hour, every minute. And we can constantly make kids over and over again as long as we want to, up until the day that you pass on. Women have a biological clock. At a certain age, women aren't able to have kids anymore. And it's just like, you know, the Most High brought women to, you know, fulfill a purpose and also make children. You know, some women may not be able to have kids, or, you know, it's totally up to them if they decide if they want to have kids or not. But, you know, that's really also the purpose of man and woman being here, is to reproduce. And women will get into their feelings eventually later on in life. I remember this one actress that they had mentioned that, I forgot her name, but she was, you know, she might be in her 60s now, or late 50s, or whatever she is. I don't even remember, but it was something that was said about her that she regrets not having kids because she chose her acting career over her family. And it does hit women eventually. Eventually, that will hit you.
Switch and save $652.
Get those ads.
It's okay.
I hate these ads.
Bud knows we succeed despite Washington,
this one.
not because of it. He believes in freedom.
I don't care for
In
that.
that situation.
I'll put it like this. I'm not going to be with a woman I don't respect. And most of the women I sleep with are not respected.
Corey.
I got money.
That means you don't respect yourself. That means you don't respect yourself.
I'm gonna come back,
That
man.
means you don't respect yourself. Corey, for some people that you don't
No, it's
respect.
not about me not respecting myself, because when I wash up and get my car, I feel great. But I'm saying, like, it's the money. I have money, so I'm going to smash today after the show.
All right, hold on, man. We coming right back. More with Corey Holcomb, man. It's the WGC. I'm on this.
Money.
No way, GCI. Comedian Corey Holcomb, Chicago's own home. Got a show tonight at the Chicago Theater. Been hanging out with us on the morning show this morning, man. You know, ruffling some feathers.
Listen, man, I'm an avid viewer of the 5150 show. I love you, Darlene. My man, you know, Marcus, with Craig, come on. But you are a lightning rod. You're a lightning rod.
I can agree with that, but what happened?
I'm just saying, like, so do you feel like sometimes the skirmishes you get into on the industry scene, like just had one about comic disrespect in your green room, you went crazy, your comments on the BET Awards, which I found hilarious when you talked about Lil Nas X and all them and stuff. Do you find, like, do you ever sit back and say sometimes, like, I could be further in Hollywood if I wasn't this guy?
Leon, when I moved to Los Angeles, leaving here, I was out there about a year, and I realized I don't fit in.
Okay.
I don't fit in. So what I've done is create.
And that's really a good thing, you know. Shit, all I know, Hollywood is just full of witchcraft, magic, black magic, and sorcery, and people that's fake. And a lot of them go through MK Ultra, mind control. They do things that they're told that they don't really have that much freedom. They get paid good at the end of the day, but you never know what somebody's true salary is unless you see a receipt. But a lot of people, you know, it's a lot of crazy things that, you know, goes on in Hollywood. And, you know, being that Hollywood is in California, it's like, you know, I've been to California back in 2019. This was like right after Nipsey Hussle was killed. It was the beginning of April. I went there with my mom and my grandma and my auntie. And California, we have, you know, let's say more so LA, because that's where I was at. LA is strange, man. It's crazy out there. I remember seeing gas prices high, and it's just a whole bunch of crazy mess. People just show up these signs and, you know, make America gay again and all types of crazy stuff. It's crazy out there, man. It's a place that I never would want to live in, but, you know, it's up to you. You want to visit there, cool place to visit. But other than that, live there, nah.
Created my own Hollywood with the 5150 show because, listen, I tell people, Bill Maher, who I'm a fan of, I like his show, he's at the Chicago Theater the next day. I'm at the Chicago Theater and I'm basically off my path I took to create my own Hollywood. You can be what you need to be, but you have to realize where you fit in and where you don't fit in. I don't fit in Hollywood, but I will say in my defense,
absolutely. And you won't be able to fit into a lot of places, not even just Hollywood. You know, work-wise, you won't fit in with a lot of people. School, you know, growing up and going to school, you won't fit in with a lot of people. If your spirit is just really that different and you gravitate to, you know, certain different types of people, you know, that's what makes you stand out, is just being different. You don't want to be like everybody else, because everybody else just want to copy and mimic the next person instead of just being themselves. You know, you just have your own mind. You use your own mind, learn how to be a thinker, and just stay set apart. And the Most High will continue to bless you in ways that you never would have, you know, imagined. And, you know, there's a lot of ridicule that you got to go through with people that, you know, try to tamper with you and things of that nature. And it gets even, it goes even higher than that. Like, a lot of people are gang stalked, and you know, a lot of people tell the truth, speak the truth, and they get a lot of backlash for it. They're deemed as crazy, stupid, all types of, you know, things that can be far from the truth when you really get to know a person that's set apart like yourself. And people will call you cold, mean, evil, all types of crazy shit, man. They even did that with Christ.
I'm very kind to Hollywood people, but they try me, and envy has a lot to do with it. And I'm gonna bark back because I'm built to bark back. But I'm not a bully. I don't mess with nobody. Those guys, they see what I do, and then
they hate they can't be like that.
Yeah, well, I'm on Netflix. I'm like, well, I'm not on Netflix, and I sold out the same theater you did. Right. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I never expect to be accepted in the Hollywood circle, but I'm not a guy who preys on the weak.
I have a question. Well, one thing, I don't always agree with what you say, but I do respect that you're going to say it. You know, I don't necessarily agree with it, but I do respect that you're going to speak your mind. Were you always like that? Like, as a child, was you like the 5-year-old said, Mama, this food nasty. Why did you cook it like this? Were you always like very direct?
I never tried to be a person who ruffled the feathers, but I know, and you guys are not going to be able to disagree with this, if you tell the truth, you're going to ruffle feathers. If you tell the truth, you'll lose your job. If you tell the truth, people think you're a bad guy. The truth is the problem that people have in society. I like to see the reaction to the truth. Like something like, let's go over what I said today one day, and just tell me where I'm lying.
Well, I think I disagree with the woman have to sleep with 10 men in order to make a good decision in life.
Right, but like I'm saying, like I can respect that, but do you have a man?
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that.
Do you have kids?
I don't have kids.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the traditional.
See, she just proves Corey's point from the whole conversation. No kids, no man. And usually it's just because of them. You know, women choose their career over a relationship, and a lot of men want to be able to, you know, reproduce and, you know, leave a legacy behind. Not a lot of women are willing to do that, because nowadays, like I said earlier in the video, that they want to be able to do what they want to do as well, almost like just like being a man. And you see nowadays where feminism has gotten us, and it's pretty much nowhere but just more, separation and distraught and, cold-heartedness and stuff like that.
Family that lives in the square house, drive a square car, and all like that. Entertainers, it's very hard for us to maintain that.
Yeah, I
So
agree
when you
with
see
that.
somebody who haven't, I salute them because I don't know how you did it.
Instead of fighting inflation, Radical Ricky backed the Green New Deal. Higher prices on gas, groceries, housing. Higher taxes on North Carolina families. Tough times require real leaders, not Radical Ricky Hurtado.
Shit, hell, this recession is really tough, man, because from being from Michigan, I know gas prices are going to continue to rise out there, because I just checked sources earlier this week that the gas prices in Michigan are supposed to rise up to $5 a gallon, while down here I'm in North Carolina now, gas is like $3.22, but I wouldn't be surprised, everything is still going to continue to rise eventually. Like I said, things are not going to get any better here. Taxes and everything and inflation is continuing to be on the rise, bro. And once you realize that, you just know how to deal with it. You know how to move with the times that's being prophesized from the Bible.
You're thinking it's just another car commercial, but today, let's take a step back
Skip that.
and focus on
These electric cars are gonna be the shit.
We talk about that all the time. Like, where would we be if I didn't have to raise my 3 girls and I had a wife? But would I have been out there?
Your lifestyle.
Yeah, we'd have a totally different lifestyle.
Yeah.
What's the path for Corey, man? What is it you're trying to get to in terms of your career? Like,
I've gotten there.
this is
There's nothing else for me to prove. Everything from here is butter. Man, I moved to LA, I drove, and I really hope people hear this. I left Chicago with both license. I left Chicago, I was bogus on the freeway. I didn't know how I would do it. But every time I've taken a chance on myself, it always turned out all right.
Yeah.
Every time. So people out there, if you're serious, bet on yourself. Because sometimes when you're in a position where you have to do good, you either gonna be out there in one of them tents sleeping under the freeway, or you gonna rise up and do what you gotta do.
Yeah, it is. That's a great.
And that's, that's respect, man, because a lot of people gotta take chances, and you just gotta work with what's in front of you right now in order to get where you are, where you want to be in the future. This takes time of building and hard work and, the sacrifice, and hopefully that, you make a good sacrifice, not a bad sacrifice that, will cost you your soul, your life, and, because a lot of people perish due to their ignorance, and a lot of us, we all don't know everything at all, and we're still constantly learning every single day of how to better ourselves and what's out there for us, and what's our purpose in life. And I could really respect Corey for saying that, like him coming from Chicago and driving out to California the way he did is just like, it just shows that you took the chance and you stepped out on faith, and the work show, and that's respect.
And man, Corey Holcomb hanging out with us in the studio. We want everybody to
Ladies, if you're on number 9, go grab that tip.
Right, I got tickets you can earn in the park. I got a tent in the park, so
Tonight, Corey is at the Chicago Theater.
you can earn some tickets. I already took the pills. I'm ready.
What time is the show tonight, bro?
I'll do it, man. I go up fast.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock start time, y'all.
Hey, y'all, please, will you buy the rest of the balcony seats? We got balcony seats left. Please buy the rest of the balcony seats so I can walk around this city afterwards with that pride I want to have, because I don't have Hollywood behind me. And I did what I did at the Chicago Theater. It feels good.
All right, there it is. We appreciate you all coming out. Congratulations on everything. Corey Holcomb. Welcome to my Chicago.
Hey, but yeah, I'm glad I was able to come back. It's been a while since I even made a video, and I just felt like I just wanted to speak on this. And you see, Kendra is looking a little bitter at the same time. She's trying to joke about it, but she know how Corey moves, and you know Corey's the confident dude, man, great comedian, stuff like that, and you know, yeah, whenever it comes to taking chances, you just do it, and you know, just expect a great outcome. And you know, obstacles will come, but you know, those obstacles will only be there as long as you let them be there. You know, don't let an obstacle, you know, overtake you and throw you off of your path and stuff like that, man. Just, you know, whatever the time is, you know, people believe that, you know, it's always, how I want to put it, the right time is, it will come when the Most High is ready to give that time to you. You need to be able to do what you got to do, and you know, you get the reward that he will give you. And it's not going to be exactly what you want, but you know, you're going to witness that reward coming to you pretty soon. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Peace.